All right, and we are live. What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Hope you're all having a lovely Friday evening. We're back with some more Phoenix Wright, Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, whatever you want to call it. And I'm here with GCD. I know what to call him.
I had a really frustrating day at work yesterday.
Oh, I take it was a bunch of people panic buying?
Well, no, that wasn't the bad part. I mean, we're normally busy. No, okay, so I had like an 8-hour shift that day.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing some work on one of the aisles, and I get to the international section, and I noticed something. We have, okay, it looks like a bag of Doritos, but it's Israeli. Like, the logo, the description, everything about it is Israeli, and it's a product from Israel.
Okay.
And it looks like just a bag of Doritos, and I'm like, we just have Israeli Doritos in this store? I found that fascinating. The frustrating part was I spent the rest of the 7 hours fighting the urge to ask people, hey, have you ever tried Jew-ritos?
What the fuck? Okay, that caught me off guard.
Oh, you like puns.
Oh, no, I love puns. That caught me off guard, though. Holy shit. Because I was thinking back to my own experience at grocery stores, and I knew like there were some weird items. We had a entire section, not a full aisle, but one section of the aisle that was dedicated to kosher food. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then you just hit me with the Jew-ritos. Oh my gosh. What's up, superstar? Hello, Jobu, and hello, Wooly. And over on the YouTube side of things, hello, Jordan, hello, Super Mario Plush, and hello, 13 Lions. How's everyone doing?
Don't forget to share the game with me, Zeke.
Oh, I will. I haven't got the game up yet. Not quite yet. Just letting people come in. All right, but you know what? Thank you for reminding me.
Who's ready for the filler cake? Oh.
Is this the filler one? Uh-oh. I do know this is the clown. This is the clown one.
The clown?
Do you remember when everyone got Clissy fever from something Ace Attorney?
Huh? What are you... You know what? I guess I'll find out.
You'll find out eventually. I'm pretty sure once you see her, you'll know instantly what you're talking about.
Okay.
It was because of a Ace Attorney parody thing on YouTube. But social media kind of took it and ran with it. All right, let's go ahead, switch over. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. Remember that clown guy? Yeah, Mo! We get Mo back!
Oh, please, no.
I would love it!
No!
Is it because you just didn't like his character, or is it just you didn't like doing his voice?
Both.
Yeah, your voice was, you said like your throat or something was just hurting after that.
I played that character for 1 minute, and I remember specifically saying, Zeke, I'm getting annoyed at my own voice.
I love looking at old people.
Someone's doing blackface.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? It's 9.
It's murder time! Death by noodles. Shigoshi's dead? No, do you think he did it?
Oh no! If he did, then what do we do?
Hey, pull yourself together! Don't worry, I have an idea. What a way to go, drown in a bowl of soba noodles.
We're already in the courtroom lobby, interestingly.
What the heck? Who brings a defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute, I didn't even have a chance to talk to my client. He's late for a very important date. Hey, Rats, how you doing? My name is Athena Sykes. Is this seriously the first time in this game with Athena?
And she gets the filler one. Alright, we all know how the writers look at her.
I mean, it's better than Trucy. They legit forgot about her until the 2 cases ago, and they're like, "Okay, we'll make her guilty. We got to protect her." Armed with analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how, I'm a fully competent defender of the right anything agency. Though I wish my client will show up already. The trial's about to start.
It appears we made it just in time.
Where have you been? The trial's about to start, Simon. Oh?
Simon Blackwell? Oh, well, what do you know?
You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can wait. There's no way he'd wait for me. And besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right out of the gate? Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not. Humph. Still, but a rank amateur, I see. This is Simon Blackwell. He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He and I go way back. As for our shared specialization in psychology, we're both disciples. Oh, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak. But he's kind of my senior, I guess. But twisted sense of humor or no, I wish he'd stop treating me like a child all the time. So, where are Right Dono and Justice Dono? Mr. Wright's abroad, and Apollo's helping Trucy with her magic show. Didn't I tell you? Oh my gosh, we get Blackwell as our helper.
Do we?
Oh, that would be
something.
perfect.
Cool, I don't have to do that much for once.
They're what? So neither one of them are here, leaving you to take this on alone? Yep. Ye gods. Call Right Dono back. It's not too late. Oh no, not too late at all. He would only need to know how to teleport. Very well. Then I will settle for Justice Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here. Apollo is literally in the middle of a show, Simon! You may not want to admit it, but I've got what it takes to take on this case. Blackwell and Maya's or Trucy's clothes now. I would love to see him in, what is that, kimono? Just leave.
How about no?
Just leave this to me and go watch from the gallery. As your defense derails in spectacular fashion. No, as I win the heck out of this trial. You don't believe me, do you?
Why would I?
I'll be okay. Promise. So wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is... Yes, he's your... He's asleep again. Oi, Bucky, wake up!
Yeah. What'd you do that for, Simey?
Oh,
is
I
this
think he's
guy?
probably British.
What'd you do that for, Simey?
He did it.
I got no counter. Who's this yellow chickadee?
She is your lawyer, such as it were. I'd say she's more green than yellow, however.
Laura? She sure doesn't look it, does she?
Oh my gosh, your British accent's so good. British, he's blackout drunk.
Is she like your fellow apprentice or something?
His name is Bucky because soba noodles are made out of buckwheat. Perfection.
Huh.
Something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another.
Okay. Well then, guess I better call Miss Chickadee then.
Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind. 3 sheets to the wind on his own trial. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind. Do as you will. Just save it for after the trial.
Miss Chickadee.
Don't call me that!
How do you do? Simon here's an old friend of mine. I'm the 4th generation head chef of Wheat Soba. Wheat noodle number 4, Bucky Wheat. Nice to meet ya.
It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wet. So he can pull himself together when he wants to. Grr, if only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes. Having been accused of murder just only occurred yesterday. I'm afraid it's taken a toll on the poor boy. And you happen to be at the theater where it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in his dressing room. Indeed. The victim, master storyteller, Typhoon Tornado? Typhoon Tornado? Typhoon Tornado. Like a typhoon and a tornado?
I guess, yeah.
Typhoon Tornado was a longtime patron of Wet Soba. Master Tornado had been looking after Bucky ever since It's Wet Noodle. I just got that one. Ever since Wet Noodle number 3 passed away.
I thought it was Wheat because of his name is Bucky. Buckwheat.
Yeah, I think Soba is supposed to be is like a wheat noodle. So it's like a parallel wet and wheat. I think.
I guess we'll just go with Wet Noodle.
I think Wet Noodle, because it makes it funny. I see. So the victim was kind of like a father to the defendant, huh?
That stupid old fart, like a father? No way. He's always dishing my soba.
How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspect you of his murder in the first place. Now, pull yourself together. Number 3 must be rolling in his grave.
But Simon! The police, none of them believes me. They won't listen to me.
Athena's just sitting there like, okay, I gotta ask, are you British? I can't do this, Simon. It looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wet. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now.
You believe me, ma'am?
Of course. No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end.
Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee.
Now come on, I need you to shape up, just like those al dente noodles of yours.
Yes, ma'am. My soba is the freshest.
Oh God.
Oh no.
He's gonna hurl! Mr. Wet! Bucky, you great big pillock. So, how exactly do you know this guy? I used to frequent Wet and Soba, and still do, in fact. So I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Tornado were always so good to me. I didn't know you liked Soba so much, Simon. I wouldn't expect one such as you, who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread, to understand the delicate taste and the subtle texture imparted by buckwheat flour.
Yawn. Give me a good piece of meat any day.
But I digress. Humph. I'm all about flavor and subtlety and stuff. If I let Wet Soba in like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or Master Tornado in the next life.
This dialogue line is making me want steak.
Jordan's saying he wants ramen now.
Lame choice.
A little bit steak ramen? That could probably work, maybe.
I remember actually in that international aisle where I saw the Juritos, I also saw some teriyaki sauce that looked pretty good.
Ooh. You know what? I would say that I don't discount the international stuff. They're pretty good.
I mean, it looked like it was just Doritos, but in an Israeli format, so I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, do it. That's your homework.
Despite the hysterically hard to not say name that I made up for it, Doritos. This is gonna be my thing for like a month now.
You're gonna be giggling about that the entire time.
Yep. And somebody's actually gonna buy it, and I'm gonna be like, in my mind, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Can you imagine? Just say it, just like, oh, and just act like you're saying Dorito the entire time, too.
What do we got here? Oh, some Doritos? What'd you say?
Doritos. What do you think? What do you think I'm saying? Also, thank you so much, Wooly, for the 4 months. Thank you so much. And it seems like everyone's had noodles or like ramen recently. That's awesome.
I'm not a fan of ramen.
You're not?
Nah.
Have you ever been to like a ramen like shop itself?
Nah.
Oh, really? I think that's the problem. Because I used to be that same way. I'm like, why do people care about ramen so much? Because I only had like that packaged stuff, Like it's all right. It's like I was like I prefer Kraft macaroni and cheese, but it's all right. And then I had it at a like an actual restaurant, and then it makes sense.
I mean, I'm not really one for like the string kind of pasta. I prefer like the cylinders. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough.
I've never been a fan of like the stringy spaghetti type stuff.
Okay, so you're not a big fan of like angel hair or anything like that?
Nah.
You gotta.
I'm a big.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm more of a. What is it called? The panini? Is that it?
Paninis have, or kind of like they have little. They're cylinders, but they have points at the end. Ziti is another one, or rigatoni.
Actually, all three of those sound familiar. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, those are all really common. It was never my intention to ask you. Grr. I'll show him. I'll show him I can handle it just fine. Well, I believe it's just about time. What? But I haven't even properly discussed the case yet. What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out. I'm just trembling with excitement of battle. That's all. Offcut! Let's do this! Come on, Mr. Wet! Get up off the floor! We've got a case to win!
Yes, Miss Chickadee. I'm gonna do my best.
Please tell me you don't have a knife with you, Bucky.
If I do,
Wet soba. Wet soba.
Huh?
Wet soba.
if I do, I don't remember which pocket it's in. Hello, 2 bowls of noodles. Sorry, sir, no can do. Kinda busy at the courthouse. Huh? They hung up. Okay, let's do this.
He's not going to do himself or his case any favors like this, Simon! Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere?
Let me rest. Ha! Maybe if I were a lot of regular flour dough for udon noodles. But I'm fresh, like I'm sober. And you don't let sober dough rest. So about 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh. Cut the...
And he fell out again. He's blacked out. Oh boy, I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are the 3 freshes of soba he was talking about? First, buckwheat seeds, or grouts, are grounded to make buckwheat flour. Then, dough made with the flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. And finally, the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after another, so that the soba is fresh when eaten. Oh, so that's what he meant. I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, though. That's for sure. Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom, now. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand. So don't expect any help from my quarter. There you go, treat me like I'm incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking you for any help anyway. Grr, just you wait, Simon. I'll show you. Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here. But that's all right. I could do this on my own. So you want to bet you got about 5 minutes?
4.5.
You know what? The bet is off if Mr. Wet does something to cause a mistrial, though. Mistrials don't count.
Fair enough.
Deal?
Fair enough.
All right. Hey, it's Udgy.
I'm not itchy. Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh. What are you doing here? I thought Simon was a prosecutor.
I guess Simon's just gonna be our assistant.
The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor.
What's this? No prayer this time, Prosecutor Shadmadi?
That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby.
How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country?
Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called on me to handle this case. Besides, I have a debt to repay. And though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell.
Is it just me, or is he getting slightly more vicious with his rhetoric?
He's not even like before. It was kind of like, okay, you know what, you're silly, and now we actually beat him. Now he's pissed. If you have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. Then what is that yellow attire, if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick? Now, cease your shrill chirping.
Now, Prosecutor Shadmadi. She is only a teenager. Please go easy on her.
Great. Now even the judges give me the kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor?
Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor Shadmadi, please give your opening statement.
I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me. Certainly. Let the last rite of the victim commence. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 p.m. yesterday, May 12th, at a storyteller's theater called Kurakura Tai?
Kurukurute.
Kurakura. Okay. I like the sound of that. Kurakura. The victim was a great master of the Tornado School of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. His name is Taifu Tornado. The scene of the murder was the theater's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. All right then. There's a lot going on. Why is the TV unplugged? And he has some bad table manners. Look at him eating those noodles. Yeah, there's a lot of powder. A lot of powder, unplugged TV, camel wine. We got a lot going on here.
Fridge was left open too.
It was. With what looks like a beer taken out. The murderer is an alcoholic. The estimated time of death is between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. The autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there is no murder weapon. I will now submit the incident report to the court. Was found with his face thrusted into a large soba bowl. Time of death, 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The cause of death is suffocation. No breathing. Prosecutor Shadamani, how can you name Mr. Wet as the culprit when you don't know how the victim was killed, or even with what? While it is true that the weapon and precise methods are as yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. I will explain this assertion in further details as we continue. Ugh, I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. Now, would the accused care to plead his case?
Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Miss Sykes?
Sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid Mr. Wet isn't feeling really very well and is resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court. Great, starting off on the wrong foot already. Mr. Wet is the head chef of the soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wet went to the theater at the victim's request. Typhoon Tornado was a connoisseur of soba, as you could see in these photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. Oh, that explains the knife.
Okay.
The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in your in a theater dressing room's a bit much, nah?
Master Tornado truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by soba chef is simply unthinkable.
And yet, the accused had ample motive. For it is the victim's safe we discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet Soba when he lost his father recently. However, it's believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. That's actually a really cool touch, 13. I never noticed that. Apparently the butterfly with Sean Monty in the Japan Fornia is an actual butterfly, but it in Quran it's a spirit.
Huh.
Oh, other way around. It's a living butterfly in Quran and a spirit in Japan.
A murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive.
So that's what the case is about. I wish Simon had filled me in a little better. I could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat he had. Defense. From your demeanor, I gather you know very little about the details of this case. Well, you see, you are dishonoring the soul of the victim by appearing in this courtroom unprepared. You are an embarrassment to your profession, you putrid egg yolk. I don't know what I would do if someone called me a putrid egg yolk. Like, seriously. Eek! I'm sorry. Apollo's a red pepper, and now I'm an egg yolk? We've only just started. I've already been demoted from spring chick. I am ready to call my witness, Your Honor. Yeah, the butterfly is a spirit. Oh, wow.
Huh.
Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered. Someone who was there when the victim's body was found?
Very well. Witness, please take the stand.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. Simon Blackquill, prosecutor. Prosecutor Blackquill? You didn't tell me you were going to take the stand. There simply wasn't time. What a shame, Prosecutor Blackquill. Had you shared the damning scene you witnessed beforehand with the defense, we could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster. Damning scene? What in the world did Simon see? Prosecutor Shawnade, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I like to confirm. By all means. This case involves rakuga, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art form to handle the case competently? Are you implying that I'm not qualified for this case? Not yet. I'm simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic. For now. It is as prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on rakuga last night and have grasped the overall idea of it. Humph! How much could you possibly grasp in a single night? Rakuga is a form of entertaining storytelling that originates in the land of Japan. In fact, the storyteller sits alone on the stage with only a fan and a towel and the Rakuga artist tells long, whimsical stories, giving each character a distinctive voice. This traditional art was originally invented by monks, making sermons more interesting. Are you satisfied? If not, I can explain the 12 types of endings of such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Jugemu instead?
Gemu.
Arrgh! It appears you have put in a bit of study. Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackquill.
I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind.
If that is your honor's request. Jugmu. Oh, we got the double one. We got the double one. Your Honor, could we please get back to the trial?
Oh, right. Of course. I nearly forgot.
Seriously? Of all the things for you to forget.
Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackquill, please tell the court what you witnessed.
What Simon saw. What about Simon says? Oh, here we are right now. I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tornado's junior disciple, Udon, apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Uno discovered Master Tornado's body.
I think it's Undo.
Uno? Oh, okay.
Undo.
Uno. Now wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackquill. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. Wet of the crime. All I could do is state what I saw. I can't help how it appears. But a qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it, right? Well, yeah, duh. All right, I guess I better start getting all the info out of him that I can. Hey, Angel, how you doing? I mean, I'm sure Taka will show up later. Prosecutor Blackquill, what did you go to the theater? What did you go to the theater for in the first place? I went because I received an invitation from Master Tornado. Here, see for yourself. It was a special show commemorating his junior disciple's Udon's promotion. It was also an occasion to announce the boy's succession to the stage name of Udon 2, Electric Boogaloo. So what exactly does it mean to succeed to a stage name? You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name. I see. So there was another Udon Rakuga artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? And what exactly did your invitation say? It contained a simple letter of salutation and an outline of the show's program.
Oh, it appears
I forgot how to say it. Tornado.
Taifu Tornado was going to perform Toki Soba or Time Soba. He's famous for his masterful,
Phantomime.
pantomime of eating soba, using only his fan as a prop. And Udon was to perform Soba Say or Soba Glutton, a soba-themed show, I see.
It seems you know a thing or two about Rakuga yourself, your baldness. The first to perform was the senior disciple, Geru, followed by Udon. And then, lastly, Master Tornado. I see. So that's why you happened to be at the Storytellers Theater yesterday. So what happened after you arrived? I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. And how did Master Tornado appear when you said hello to him? I went with the intentions of greeting him, but ultimately, we didn't actually meet. Oh? You didn't see him? Why not? Giro escorted me to the dressing room. Oh, it's Giro. I think that's a like a dumpling. Or like a pot sticker. But we heard the sound of Rakuga being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. You heard Rakuga being performed in the dressing room? Yes, not just me, but Giro as well. In other words, you can confirm it that the victim was still alive around 4 p.m.? Correct. I couldn't hear him clearly through the door, but I am sure it was Master Tornado. I could tell because of the time soba routine being performed in there. So that means the victim was killed sometime after that. So we got a time frame about 4 to 5 where he could have been killed.
Okay. Hey, GCD, what'd I miss? Doritos.
You missed a murder, shocking, and we're straight into the case. No investigation. This did things a little differently. Please tell us in detail how Mr. Wet appeared at the time. Giro and I was waiting in the hallway for Master Tornado to finish practicing, when Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things. What happened after that? We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came back out of the dressing room, looking rather irate. This is most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him within the span of 10 minutes. Erg! I better come up with some kind of counter-argument, and fast!
Good luck with that.
What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in? No, I didn't. No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing at the time. Oh, because he was right here. There's a puppy.
Oh, there is a pup.
But Giro was right in front of it, so I'm sure she saw it all. I see. And why do you suppose Udon went to the dressing room anyway? He had just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple is to pay their master respect right before and after each performance. And all disciples are expected to do this? Yes, it's common courtesy among Rakuga artists. I see. Could you tell us what happened after Udon went into the dressing room? Certainly. Oh, certainly. And how did Udon act at the time? After Udon had been in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes, we heard a scream from inside the room, and Udon came flying out. Did you hear any signs of a struggle at that time? No, just Udon's woeful scream. I see.
Well done, Prosecutor Blackquill. Your testimony has given us a glimpse into the sequence of events.
Thank you, Prosecutor Blackquill. And now, please allow me to summarize your testimony. while Prosecutor Blackquill and Gira were in the hallway waiting for Master Tornado. The accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room. And about 10 minutes later, he came back out of the room, seeming rather angry. A short time after the accused had came and gone, Udon Tornado went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, Udon gave a scream. Why did it take her 2 to 3 minutes to realize he was dead?
Good question.
Because it's not like it looked like he was sleeping or something. He was face first into some noodles. And came running into the hallway from within. Prosecutor Blackquill and Gira then ran into the room and saw the body for themselves.
Everyone's wondering what Doritos are. I guess they didn't hear the story I told at the beginning of the stream.
They did not.
Oh, don't worry, children. You'll have your opportunity later today. Just when the stream ends, go ahead and watch the beginning of it again.
From the circumstances, it is quite clear that the accused murdered the victim.
This is crucial testimony indeed.
Defense. An eyewitness has given conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go and allow the victim his last rites? Not on your life! If Udon went into that dressing room too, and was the first to discover the body, then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Udon was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not have possibly committed murder in that time, nor without making any noise. Oh, Simon, why did you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackquill, can't you give me something a little better to work with here? Isn't it up to you to ask the right questions? I am certainly willing to tell you all that I know. So, if you truly are capable, as you claim, then draw out what you need yourself. This is no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackquill! Just admit you don't remember it all that well. Yeah, what he said. Prosecutor Blackquill, watching you conclude with a defense like this, I see that you're no prosecutor. Begone, witness! You shall haunt this sacred hall no more! How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised? I'll remember this, you blackguard. Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackquill. I've got this. Would I have my way, he would not be the only one here to step down. You half-boiled, putrid egg yolk. Ew! I object to the notion that I'm a gooey, smelly mess! Prosecutor Blacquill's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a rakugo show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time he stood on the side of the defense. To restore balance to this trial, I would like to present an actual witness for the prosecution.
And who is this witness?
The person who was with Prosecutor Blackquill when the body was discovered. She is another entertainer of the Tornado School, Miss Giro Tornado. Oh, it's her.
What the?
Please state your name and occupation.
13 line says it's the return of the wink wink titty bounce.
Oh no!
April May is back, boys!
Do I have to voice her?
Yes, you do. I got so many going on, dude. Welcome, you know what? Close enough. Welcome back, April May.
Hello, everyone! I'm here to represent the Tornado School with a twisty twist twist!
I hate it!
And balloon! There you have it, a stunning balloon hat! It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Giru Tornado!
It's time for the Clussy Fever, boys.
Is that what they call it?
Clussy, yep.
I hate the internet.
Just call me Giru, sweetie. 1, 2, boom!
What the fuck?
What a way to capture your audience's attention!
Judge?
I dare say I can't take my eyes off those balloons.
Please tell me you're talking about the hat, Your Honor.
What hat?
Oh, there is a hat.
Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club? Pretty please?
It's only $24.99 a month.
I might have to check my accounts. I mean, oh, absolutely.
And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Kira, I can't help but notice you seem awfully cheerful for have just lost your master. Hey, Wolfo, thank you so much for the $2. Judge caught in 4K. Judge, I plead not guilty.
She's a witch! She charmed me!
Correction, Your Honor, she's a clown. And so are you for falling for it!
Of course I'm sad. But Shisho would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness. Smile, smile, smile with a twisty, twisty twist.
That can't be healthy.
And balloon! There you have it. One gorgeous cake.
Is that what we're calling it?
I see two.
I see. I guess an entertainer's gotta do what an entertainer's gotta do. Her balloon art's worse than a oh, how do you say that?
Rorschach.
Rorschach
I have no
test.
clue.
Yeah, it's the ink blots. Worse than ink block test. All I saw was a severed monster head. Warshark. Rorschach? That doesn't sound right. But I'll roll with that then. Kira, you're obviously a balloon artist. So how did you come to be a member of the Rakugo school?
Well, my father, my late father, that is, was a Rakugo artist, you see.
Why does the cake have eyes?
It does have eyes.
Why does it have eyes?
So I joined the Tornado School to be just like my daddy someday.
I see.
My father and I owe so much to Shisho, our master, but that Bucky wet. Oh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible.
Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss.
You know what the funniest thing I just realized?
Yeah.
Her and Simon Blackquill were standing in a hallway right next to each other.
You don't say.
That is probably the craziest two-person lineup ever.
I wouldn't even know how to describe that.
And not only that, but he...
One of them's in makeup, but I can't tell which one the clown is.
Ba-doom. You have more to say about Mr. Wet?
Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me.
Ma'am, he's drunk.
He would say things like, "Ooh, damn, look at that cake!" And I figured out he wasn't referring to my balloons.
We have a restraining order.
He's always telling me to get away.
Something about a restraining order. Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you?
He says the smell of my perfume will get into his soba and ruin it. Like, how can he say that? This is a great scent.
How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Giru's balloons bias your judgment.
There's balloons in here?
Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember? It will be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, Defense. Now then, Giru, please share the truth with this court.
Yes, Giru. Your testimony, please.
Before the murder was discovered.
From 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20 p.m., when Shisho's body was found.
Of course she knows exactly when 420 is.
Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before Undo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up,
How do you say this one? Jaguma?
Jaguma?
Jaguma? Jagumu? Jagumu?
Jagumu.
Jagumu was barking like mad.
Oh, that's probably the dog.
I think that's just the one thing we need to press.
Prosecutor Blackquill, do you have any objection to this witness's testimony? No. Make up your bloody mind, sad monk Sharamare. First you exorcise me, now this. You need only to do as you're instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. As there are no objections, Your Honor, let us move on to the salvation of the victim's soul. Hey, I'm the defense attorney here, Prosecutor Sean Mane. And I I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Prosecutor Blackwell for? I'm the one you should be checking with. There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Quranism. To stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick. In other words, the inexperienced are useless. With that in mind, it seems more judicious to consult Prosecutor Blackwell. He doesn't even see you as an adversary, Psych Dono. Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. I'll show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honor, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness.
Well, I hope you can make Prosecutor Shadmati see you as a worthy adversary, Miss Sykes. I'll allow your cross-examination, so you better strike while the iron is hot.
Judge, like, you get it, girl. So you're saying only the dog is the only one you're thinking?
Yeah, the statement about the dog.
Okay. Yeah, because Simon never mentioned the dog. Jugumu?
Oh,
Jeez,
sorry,
oh,
I forgot I was.
It's okay.
That's my doggy. I keep him at the theater. Let's see. With a twisty, twisty twist. And blown! There you have it, my cute little Jugumu.
He's kind of creepy looking.
Oh, but he's a really, really good boy.
That is a creepy ass dog. Ma'am, your dog has human teeth. You don't have a dog. You got a skinwalker.
Is this a dog, or is it that horror trend from a while back? What was it? Poppy Playtime?
Oh God. And why was Jugumu barking? Do you think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we have a new suspect in this case.
Well, why was he barking again?
I can't tell if that's a dog or a chupacabra. Don't besmudge the great name of the chupacabra, dude.
Oh, I remember, because it was time for me to feed him. So I went into his yard and gave him some food.
Couldn't someone have slipped into the dressing room while you were doing that?
Nope. The door out into the yard was wide open. I wouldn't have seen if anybody went into the dressing room.
Prosecutor Blackquill, come down to the stands for a sec. Please! How many times must I do this? You saw that Giru was barking. You saw what Giru was barking about, right? So why didn't you mention it before? I can't be expected to remember every minute detail. Oh, minute detail. Well, remember them now! Please! Did Giru go out into the yard? Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Judge Umu. Oh my gosh, look at that dog.
Small and cute.
It is small and cute. And I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well. Weird. Do you recall anything else? It looked as though she was feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Judge Emu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember. Looks like Giru was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Giru's last statement added to her testimony.
As you wish, defense.
Let's take a look at that. Oh.
What'd you notice?
So, when looking at these type of things, this is how the door opens, is right here.
Uh-huh.
If she was feeding the dog right here, she can't see if the door is closed. She can't see if the door is open either.
Oh.
So, you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard? Is that correct?
That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open.
Sorry, but that makes 0 sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There is a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness's testimony.
Oh? I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes. Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony.
Kira was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackquill even saw her there. And while she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open.
Ah, I see.
Yes, if the door to the yard was wide open, as Giro said, it would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room.
What? No way!
Ma'am, your balloons are getting bigger. You might need to get that checked out. But even if there were admittedly a few moments Giru was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case? It would greatly affect the case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Giru, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room?
What?
Hey, Jobu, thank you so much for 12 months. Thank you, thank you. I believe you now have the gold icon now, too. Hide the fact? You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was more likely a simple oversight. Right, witness?
Well, I was so shocked by what happened. I was just confused, that's all.
Even though she's trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer. The truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. For her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected.
Yes, it must be very difficult indeed.
To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely, her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed. But that wasn't what I was trying to do! It is beyond your comprehension, defense? Your unskilled arguments is scaring this witness even further. And if we ask the people of this courtroom, I am sure they would agree. What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this. Are you afraid to find out what they think that they think ill of you, or that perhaps you are in the wrong? Listen to them now with the keen sense of hearing you are so proud of. I feel sorry for the witness, and why is the lawyer outfit so yellow? They're always just focusing on the yellow. Yo, are you looking for a monkey? Monkey. You get it?
I get it.
No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why is the whole gallery siding with Prosecutor Shadmani? The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong. That lawyer's still in training, isn't she? I hear the voices of the gallery. I can hear the voices of their hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here, fighting by myself. Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to trial with such paltry preparation of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once. But I can't give up. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when no one was watching the dressing room door. The defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwell and Giru's testimonies. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Even now, you would continue to resist? You are childless in defeat as well, I see. I'm not out for the court account yet, Buster. I'm just getting started. Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. A little push, such as with this piece of conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence, huh? That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Look at these Japanese playing cards, known as karuta, lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4. Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4? Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head chef of the wet soba is also known. This message points to none other than the accused, Bucky Wet. No!
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Wow, good job, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? Would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence? You could say whatever you want, but it is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree?
He's right. It's cruel to make him suffer when there's no conclusive evidence.
What an incompetent noob! What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. Wet innocence here. I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here. Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? What good is she doing to anyone? Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence.
Blackwell.
Oh dang, he's on the defense's side.
He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man. So Simon!
Where's Taka?
He's coming soon. And you fopdoodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? The mood of the courtroom is starting to change.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing at the defense's bench?
I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, I will be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of the Empyrean sin. Truly, what a fool you are. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable Athena? I just let my guard down for a bit, but it won't happen again. Then gird up those loins and steel yourself for battle. I'm not girding up anything in this skirt! But I am ready to get serious. It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. I was in prison for a long time. And hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest. Ah, but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sins you just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. A white and black, reverse panda, that is. You shall should be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule. A threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackquill. After all, he already used to look like a panda in this life. Who are you calling a panda? So sorry. I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Giru, thank you for your service. You may step down for now.
Okie dokie. Bye bye, balloon.
Does everything have to be about balloons with her?
Yes.
Now then, I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karutu cards.
And who is the witness this time?
The first to discover the body, and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Udon Tornado. The time has come for that ponytailed pair. Oh, the time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on.
Very well. Let's bring in this witness then. Oh boy. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
That's a dude, right?
I think so, yes.
All right. I am the Rakugo storyteller of Udon, I am the Rakugo storyteller, Undu Tendo, or Tonido. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. I seriously can't tell if that's a dude.
That is a dude.
After all, that'd be a Raku no. Oh, I'm funny.
Oh my gosh, can you give him a James voice from Pokemon?
Frick, what does James sound like? It's like, surrender now or prepare to fight. Like that?
Yeah, something like that.
After all, that'd be a Raku no. I'm funny.
Yeah, he is. It is a guy.
Okay.
Wait, the clown's 34.
Dang, she old.
Bucky's 20. You know what? I would have expected the reverse. Like he was 34 and she was 20. Doesn't James in the early dub sound like Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh? They're the same person.
Ooh, Kaiba boy.
Actually, I know another famous James quote. Let's send those whining women back to the Dark Ages where they belong!
According to Dalek, it's pronounced Uendo.
Uendo. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Yeah, just do that as the James voice. And he just straight up just left.
What? Seriously?
Bitch just left. He's like, he came in, said one lackluster joke, and is like, oh, I'm out. You can't leave yet. You only just introduced yourself.
Oh, bye.
Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment.
I would say no.
I would say no.
Ow! What do you think you're doing?
No need to stand on ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all. Oh, I'm funny. A fan for a fan. Nice one. I'm funny. Oh, why, if it isn't Simon. How are you on this fine day, sir?
Simon's just like terrible. Great!
Quite a dilly of a pickle we find ourselves in, what did you say?
I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo.
Never performed at a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see?
Why do I always get the weird ones?
Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand.
Ah, I suppose you're right. In that case... Oh, I'm funny.
I was promoted to Futa Sume yesterday and received the stage name of Uendo. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing.
Oh.
What the?
Oh.
And then that happened.
Making me feel things.
I never dreamed something like that happening. Not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho too. Yeah. Plus, I'm worried about Giru. The way she clung to Shisho, poor thing. I told her to keep a stiff upper lip.
Simon looks like he's about to, like, eat the body or something. He's like, hey, are you gonna finish those udon noodles?
Stiff like rigor mortis. Keep telling those lame jokes, and Shisho will come scold you from the grave.
Oh, I get what's going on. He's doing the performance. He's changing characters.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again.
He kind of looks like the mafia woman for the first game. A little bit. Oh. Uendo, please, as charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakuga stage. Let us hear your testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt. Oh, he's sitting. Okay, people were talking about the crates. I think he's taking the mat for the stage, like the stage show, whatever.
I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see.
Stiff cards next to the stiff.
Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. So it's like Shisho, it's so like Shisho to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
So he moved the cards while he was drowning in the broth. Instead of, like fighting off the attacker.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Well, that certainly was a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid.
But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth?
It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved into a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for noodles.
Except we're not here to assume things, Uendo. So please stick to just the facts.
My, it's so like a soba chef to kill someone this way. What did you say?
Oh, those are supposed to be butterflies.
You just noticed?
Yeah, I didn't know what they were. I thought they were flowers or something.
And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it. Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence.
Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Ugh, even I've got to admit that I can't see how that message could mean anything else.
Bucky used soba for the deed. All to get back at the soba shop deed. Or all to get back the soba shop deed.
This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something. Humph. That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce. What do you mean, Simon? What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning to ask me for help. I did, and I won't, thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Uendo, when you saw the cards on the table, what made you think they were Master Tornado's dying message?
Well, it was a coded message right there next to the body. I'm sure anybody would have thought that they were there to name his killer. I love murder mysteries and often watch them on TV.
Oh, I see.
I saw a similar scene during a murder mystery marathon last Tuesday.
I gotta watch some more murder mysteries.
They're fun.
That's what made me think this must be a dying message.
Although it does make me feel a little icky after saying, like, watching a murder mystery, like, oh, these are fun to watch when someone fucking died.
Don't worry, Zeke. The dead body wasn't real.
Oh, you're talking about fictional ones, aren't you? I was talking about, like, the real crime.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm a white girl. Sue me. I listen to true crime.
Oh, brother.
The stiff cards were right next to the stiff, you see. Hey, Umbreon, how you doing? The cards were on the table your master's body was slumped over, right? You must have been surprisingly calm to notice them at the time.
As I said, the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, so they were hard to miss.
Oh, I'm just noticing he had a gift wrapped camel mochi, and camel wine. Oh, the victim was making soba noodles from scratch in his dressing room. The room is covered in soba flour. There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. I mean, it is pretty easy to notice the cards. The cards are kind of weird and stained.
A little, yeah. Isn't it kind of weird how some are stained on one side and some are
Yes.
stained on the other?
That is weird. Like this one. Yeah, this one should have been here. No, this one should have been here, for example. Someone moved these around after the fact.
Yeah, I think they did.
But would it have been more natural to notice the victim rather than the cards?
The message just caught my eye, because the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff.
If you make that joke one more time, dude.
I'm funny.
Yes, but that fact hardly seemed significant enough to make a person take note of them.
Stiff cards next to the stiff.
We're about to have another murder, dude. So basically, there was no real reason for them to catch your eye, was there?
What is your opinion about Dreamcast guys sipping for PlayStation 5? I don't think anybody here owns a PlayStation 5, so I don't really care either way.
Yeah, I don't think most people will really care.
I'm not gonna buy another PlayStation console ever again, so it's like whatever for me.
That's right. I need you to give your testimony, not perform a scene. Please remember you're on the witness stand, not the stage.
But look at this wonderful people in the audience. It's only natural for an entertainer to want them to have fun. I guess we can let a few jokes slide, right? The inevitable bleeding of your work into other areas of your life. I know how that is.
Oh my gosh, the judge just screams guilty to his wife.
No, honey, I didn't knock over the vase. I find you guilty. You are sentenced to hard labor.
But the dishes are your job this week, honey.
Not today. I find myself being unwittingly judgmental in my personal life, too. Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well done, Your Honor. Guess you can't judge a judge by his cover. Oh, I'm funny. Oh, a little bit. I advise the defense to not be so critical of the witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Much obliged.
The cards do spell out wet number 4, which could be interpreted as wet noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky Wet?
There's only one wet noodle around here. And you've seen it, and you've seen that giant 4 on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. But wait a minute.
What is it?
Oh my gosh, the fans in his hair are throwing out too. What if there's another wet noodle in the area? What? Did I say something strange?
No, just something stupid.
Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with this ludicrous straw grasping. Hey, how was I supposed to know? Just listen to the testimony again and find the glaring inconsistency. Are we supposed to present it here because of the staining?
Maybe. I don't have any ideas.
I got that meaning right away because if they were in their proper order, they would have no meaning. So I think that's what we're supposed to do.
Okay. No.
Knock, knock. Who's there? This evidence and that statement. This evidence and that statement who? They contradict each other. That's who. That's not even the proper call and response for a knock-knock joke. And what more, her claim does not even make any logical sense.
Your performance merits neither applause nor leniency, defense.
Everyone's a critic. Cut me some slack. So the victim lined up those cards in his final moments? Oh wait, we never took a look.
maybe.
Suffocation. Nothing was found in his lungs. Oh!
Oh, okay.
Nothing was found in his lungs. He couldn't He couldn't have drowned.
Ah.
I know Shisho. He would never let someone get the last word on him, even in death. With his face in the soba broth and his consciousness fading away, he left a message that pointed toward Bucky as he left this world. It's the only way it could have happened.
Wait! The only way? Now you're just speculating.
Look, dying message is something you leave as you're dying, right? I saw a scene like that in a detective show.
Hey, Super Retro World, how you doing? Uendo, we have a saying in my country. Silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more than is necessary.
But talking is my livelihood, you know. I talk all the time. This and that, truths and untruths. I can't stop myself from talking.
Hopefully he'll stick to the truths without any of those untruths.
13 Lions mentioned something about the... Oh, wait, no, we already found it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. There's a contradiction in Uendo's testimony.
And would you care to explain where, Miss Sykes?
Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs.
Ah, yes. It does say that, doesn't it?
Oh, he's getting nervous. If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than the soba broth.
Ha! What?
This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon? Not bad. Not bad at all. I guess I showed you.
But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then what was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? Or then when was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? After death.
Typhoon Tornado's face was thrust in the bowl. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs. His head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the soba broth must have been spilled onto the carote cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning.
I see. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing?
I'm afraid I don't know yet.
Objection.
You boast of psychological experience, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive.
Expertise.
Oh, expertise. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What? And I suppose you know why? Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator.
Yes, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings towards the victim.
Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop deed, no doubt. Just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Bucky.
Silence.
Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tornado's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Good point. The cards were right in front of his body after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection.
But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence.
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Uendo.
Me?
You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know.
Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba Scenes of Tokyo Past set. Each card is related in some way to Soba.
Spare me the history lesson. Just tell me how the cards looked at the scene, and no more.
Well, there was soba broth spilled all over them.
That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Shadmati, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly?
I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Wavy,
Oh.
hound, equipment, traditional, nostalgic, ouch, and 4.
Oh my. What delightful looking cards.
Well, well. Tearing prosecutor Sad Monk's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this. Huh? Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Don't be silly. Of course I have. Not noticing anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I?
Miss Sykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards?
Well, go on then. All right, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... These cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged.
But how can you tell?
Golden Sharks is giving the bubble bass order. We serve food here, sir. Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us. The soba broth stains. Please focus your attention on the soba broth stains on these cards. The outlines of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And?
Please recall that the soba broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl.
Yes, go on.
By the stains, we could see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client.
What? Then, if we put the cards back in their original positions?
We can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing towards.
That's true.
Polygon. Then what are you waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up. Let's see. Where does this W card, where was this W card originally?
I see.
Right there.
Yep, right there.
Perfect. Okay, the H card is next. Let's see. Where was this H card originally? It's like Dora the Explorer here. Yes, now the E card. Let's see. Where was this E card originally? A perfect match. Next up is the T card. Let's see. Where was this T card originally? Great! That fits right here. Now the N card. Let's see. Where was this N card originally?
Up.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a card spot? I didn't even know that was a card spot. There! That looks good. Now O. Let's see. We got Owen. Don't tell me it was Owen Wilson.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
I'm guessing right here. Owen 4th. Owen 4th?
Owen the Fourth?
So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say Owen 4th. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit.
What?
That indignant look at Prosecutor Sadmonk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd. So it was originally Owen 4th?
It wasn't wet number 4? Maybe the lawyer is smarter than we thought.
Order! Order in the court! Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye.
They originally spelled out Owen 4th. Do we have an Owen?
We can try looking in the court record.
Unless Uendo, maybe Uendo had a, he just got that name?
Maybe.
Wait, am I, Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you. But I haven't thought that far yet. Change the cards around all you like, but if you can't explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are to Vince. No! And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. I have to do something, but what? Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there. Oh, right! That's a good idea! Come on, Athena, get a hold of yourself! Uendu, does the phrase Owen 4th mean anything to you? No.
No,
Oh.
there's no one named Owen in the Tonito family or our circle of friends. Go ahead. Ask anybody you'd like.
You can't be serious! Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing.
Silence.
Humph. I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen 4th is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit. Prosecutor Blackquill is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather who rearranged the cards. Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew? So sorry. In any case, there were two opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room. The second was when Uendu discovered the body.
Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me? Who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart?
Yes, ma'am. Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 or 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo? Put down the tea and spit out your answer.
Mr. Prosecutor! What's a guy supposed to do in a time like this?
Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue.
Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case... Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word.
Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law. Well, Prosecutor Quill, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Did you hear that, Psych Dono? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work.
That's right. I'm not going to fall for it.
I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, it is not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen.
Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer.
The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? Did you know that that's actually a technique that detectives use when they're interrogating people?
What is?
They will ask a question of the person they're interrogating, and then they will just stay silent after the person told them something. Like if they were to they ask them something, and then they would the person was like, "Oh yeah, I went with Greg to the store," and they would just sit there and just look at them. If they knew that they were hiding something, they would just sit there and stare at them, because it's human nature to feel uncomfortable by that and then want to give more and more information.
Interesting.
Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk. If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend.
Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no! Never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk. It is absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify.
He did it! He managed to convince Uendo with his power of suggestion technique. Bully for you, Uendo. That's a real Rakugo artist should be.
All right. If the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do.
All right, see you later, 13 Lions. Thanks for stopping by. To be turned by such obvious ploy, what a man of weak spirit.
After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless.
From what I could tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony.
Of course there aren't any. Because I'm not trying to hide anything.
Prosecutor Sharmani's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some faint discord in Uendo's heart. Ponder all you would like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation. I disagree, Your Honor. I detect discord in the voice of the witness's heart. There's a clear indication that Uendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes?
It's therapy time, Your Honor.
Oh boy.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on this witness. Uendo, there's no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy.
It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on.
Impetus fool. Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother?
If it is if the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor.
In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Just know this, Uendo. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution. Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me. Just keep your wits about you. I will. Uendo, would you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? I don't think it's a multiple personality type thing. I just think he's playing characters.
Yeah.
After my performance, I went to... Oh, this is you.
Have I not already read these?
I think... Oh, yeah, that's true.
Let's see. I called to him from outside the room.
Okay, he's joyful. That makes sense.
But he didn't answer. His happiness is slowly fading away. I mean, I guess that's
That
not unreasonable.
That makes sense.
When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless.
Why is he sad all of a sudden? Like, did he know he was dead?
I don't think it's... No, I mean, like, you see someone's dead, you're gonna be sad and...
But he didn't... He didn't know he was dead at this point.
Hey,
like, he could have been asleep.
With that in mind, shouldn't he be shocked?
Yeah, I think, what's the unexpected emotion? The lack of shock and the sadness.
The sadness makes sense, but the lack of shock is a little weird.
Okay, let's check the shock. Uendo, I'm noticing something strange with these emotions.
Something strange with cheesy toaskin, you say?
No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something strange with cheesy toaskin?
Because I'm funny. I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears.
He's shrinking.
Ah.
Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you.
Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed?
Oh, come on! His Honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen!
Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes.
Who's laughing? Ah, focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Uendu. Didn't you think that was a little odd?
Is it, though?
The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. I think I know why. The reason Uendu wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he has entertainer's guts. He was zoned out. Uendu, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead.
What? What kind of thing is that to say? You've got it all wrong. Oh, right. I just remembered something. I thought Shiso was just sleeping when I first saw him.
Then why were you sad? You thought he was sleeping. It sounds plausible, but what made you think he was sleeping?
Well, he had his arms up on the table as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note too.
A note? What note? Ah, he must be talking about this. Torn by this.
Oh.
Very suspicious. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting. Do not disturb.
Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? That is a pretty reasonable assumption.
You've got to be kidding me!
That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shiso was asleep. I want to change my statement change my testimony to include that statement.
All right, I'll run an update.
All right, you want to look over this real fast? I just need to use the bathroom real fast.
Okay, cool. Info updated. I thought he was sleeping, with no emotions whatsoever, which could make sense with him being quiet. But something seemed off. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to take advantage of GCD being out of here as well. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick bathroom break as well. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Then what's the final one? I was shocked to find him dead. I couldn't believe my eyes.
All right, what did I miss?
Oh, not much. Not much at all. Although he was mad when he saw him sleeping.
Why would he be mad?
That's what I'm wondering. So let's take a look at this. Let's do a little bit of therapy. Why is he mad? Uendo, I noticed something funny in your emotions again.
Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh, even with my emotions.
I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden?
What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed at my own clumsiness.
Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe?
I mean, that would get anybody in a bad mood really fast.
Yeah.
It's just a little bump on my pinky toe. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really.
Sounds more like he's hiding something. I'd better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Uendo, but I'm afraid it's something we need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on. In the area around the dressing room door in this picture. But maybe there was something there at the time? Uendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on?
Objection.
What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays.
You tell her. Really? Who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this?
Well, the thing is... even the most subtle of fluctuations in the person's psyche can clue us in on to the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of the question. Plus, if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way. Is there really no trace left of what Uendo stubbed his toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there then, but is not there now?
Might have been there then, but not there now.
This little point right here?
I don't know. Something that was
Oh!
there then, but not there now.
That's where the chair was. He basically almost like kicked
the table.
Yeah, the table. That's what I meant.
I mean, he might have broken his toe if that were the case, and he's insisting it wasn't a big deal. So, let's see.
Oh wait.
What else?
Look at this. There's a clear path of all this flour.
Oh, and wait. Oh,
It
that would
goes-
explain why the TV's unplugged. It was
Yep.
moved.
Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room?
Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged in.
And the drag marks and... there, at the TV! This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Uendo, how about it?
Yes, you're right. It was the TV.
Well, that explains why he was, it took him like 3 minutes to notice the dead body. There!
He was rolling on the floor in pain.
He's like, oh my god, just imagine him switching characters as he's rolling around in pain. There! The noise level dropped again!
Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is it so important to you?
So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something. Okay, let's try this tactic instead. Uendo, why was the TV moved there?
Shisho must have moved it so he could watch by routine. But what a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged.
Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV?
That's right, it's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage.
Hey, congrats, Nick. That's great news. Best of luck to both of y'all.
Zeke, I did it. I got a girlfriend, and the good thing is she was my best friend. We both confessed that we liked each other. I'm so happy. Well, way to brag about it.
Congrats,
Nah, I'm just kidding.
dude.
Congrats.
Yeah, best of luck to both of y'all. Wait, he said it was it's a closed circuit monitor. I see. Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. And I still haven't gotten the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting some noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy. This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother. Sorry. I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the sopa shop. Oi, Uendo. Here's a curiosity for you. This table master Tonito is slumped over. Looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back?
Oh my! Yes, you're right! The TV hit the table, and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. That's when I realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was.
I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to Uendo just a trifle longer. Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death. Could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail?
All right.
But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. That explains the anger. Totally justifiable. That face. When I put the TV back in the normal spot, I realized that Shadow was dead.
See him slumped over that cluttered table. Oshisho. The only thing I noticed is that he seems more surprised now than he did when he realized that it was a dead body.
Yeah, the shock is a little, yeah, let's take a look at that. And hello again, Bobby. Should stream Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's been a while since I've last played that. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Uendo, besides your master's death?
What do you mean?
I feel as if his old name was Owen. What? Yeah, he was looking at the table. I think his original name was Owen. That's why he was surprised, and that's why he moved the cards.
Maybe.
What could have surprised you more than finding your late master?
Search me. Your little thingy must have made a mistake.
Silence.
The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotion is absolute. Now, get to remembering, Uendo. What was it that surprised you? That was a compliment, right?
No.
Well,
I don't think the trout portion was a compliment, but I think he did say you could. I think it was a compliment about hearing the emotions. Oh, the noise is back. No, we pushed him too hard. Now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control. Out of control. Care to explain how that's relevant? You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness's voice, right? From there, I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings. So that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating. Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control. But it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time. Oh, he's angry. Oh, he's pissed. And now he's sad. And then he was shocked. Okay, so he's mainly angry and sad.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it! What got your knickers all in a bunch now? Uendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this, ever. So how does one bring a situation like this back under control? I had to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I could treat him. If I can identify what is causing his emotional rampage, then I can probe to dive in further. I'll need to point to what I think is the root cause and hit probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Yuendu so much distress. And that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we? All right, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Time to look for the root cause of Yuendu's rampaging emotions. I'm gonna test my theory.
Theory?
The cards themselves.
I think you were right.
I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of those feelings, then so that means the phrase "Owen Forth" must mean something to you.
Oh.
He's sinking again. There, noise level 0. Finally. Hey, Afia, how you doing? The dying message consisted of 2 words, Owen and Forth. But neither of those 2 words have anything to do with this witness. This topic warrants no further argument. Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Yuendo and the message. For now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory? I trust you hit upon something, Athena. Yep, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Yuendo and the mysterious Owen Forth. Well, go on then.
I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now, please share your theory with the court, Miss Sykes.
There is something puzzling to me about Yuendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I've never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible. Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible. So that's it, isn't it? A bit unconventional, but I grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology.
Within the realms of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench.
Your Honor, my theory is that Yuendo... Who said he had multiple personalities? Was it Jordan?
I don't know.
You were right!
Jordan is taking credit for it, in fact.
With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that... Uendo has dissociative identity disorder. Yo, they've updated it to the correct term. The updated term.
What does that even mean?
Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder? A preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness?
How did she know? How did she figure it out?
Palaka! I can't believe it! I did it! I did it, Simon! I've read papers on it before. But to think I'd see a case of it for myself! Blimey. Rakugo's artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities?
Hey, you, lawyer girl. You got a problem with us, huh?
No problem at all.
Just scared. This is all very hard to believe.
That's actually a really clever twist with a person putting on multiple characters.
But now we've established that the witness has multiple personalities. Could each of them please introduce themselves to this court? Uendo, Tonido. I am a Rokugo storyteller, as you know. Hello, everybody! I'm Patches, the friendly gesture here. The funny one. Kisigawa, Courtsen.
Hello, Kisigawa.
Stop.
And is that all of you?
Yes, that is all of us.
So there are 3 personalities in total. Uendo, Patches, and Kisigawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now? Humph, that you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they were dense enough to help you out. Arg! Arg! Can you just straight up just say I did great for a change? You appear to be quite proud of your self-defense. But all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know that there are 3 personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen. A new interpretation?
Oh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes?
Knowing what we know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense.
The cards?
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's try the cards. The Karuta cards? Oh, I think I know where it's going.
That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dime message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue of as to what Owen Forth could possibly meant. But now, with this new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Forth actually means A secret fourth personality of Uendo? A personality named Owen?
What?
Polika! Uendo must kept this dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want to be associated in any way with that dying message.
No, that's not why. We kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rokugu characters.
Hey, that's one way to go about with a disorder. Just use it to your advantage.
If he can control it that well, though,
That's impressive.
is it even a disorder at that point?
It becomes like a trait, like a talent.
If word of this got out, well,
I'm just gonna say, if he was the one that did it and gets like sent to solitary confinement, it's unfair to all the other prisoners. Because he got 3 other buddies there.
our reputation as a Rakugo artist would be tarnished, as with the Tornado name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tornado School. But really, there's no fourth personality. It's just the 3 of us in here.
A plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it?
But
I will concede that it's highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards. Is Prosecutor Shanamonre actually agreeing with us? However, it is not also possible that the accused killed Master Tornado. And then left that message in order to frame the witness? Ugh. And upon noticing the cards were when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged them.
Silence.
A fascinating tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Toledo school knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Uendo just finished saying so himself. Ah, that is true, but ultimately meaningless points. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say?
Objection!
Then who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery?
Objection.
Ah, that spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony? Simon's testimony? Oh! Giru escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rikuga being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. That's right. Until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room. Typhoon Tornadoes was confirmed to still be alive. Arrgh! No! Not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before he discovered the body. A bulletproof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members. Oh no! I also heard that his Rakuga performance that day was a steaming pile of, well, You get the picture.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the stage, I did. And yet I have a perfect alibi.
Indeed. Why not land the coup de grace on the defense by describing your alibi witness?
Okie dokie, Spooky. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. But my performance was a huge buzz. Not a single soul laughed. I've never been able to live down how terribly I bobbed during that very important show.
Uendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed this crime. It is time to let it all go, defense, and move on. Urgh. Well, get this, Prosecutor Shawnami. The Right Anything Agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Fair. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. And allow me to say once more, I'm never giving up. Let it go and never! This is pointless. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Oh no! Oh no! Anything but this! Here! Eek! Yeah! What's the big idea, Prosecutor Sharmani? That was but a small dose of punishment for your misguided convictions. Are you now a bit more inclined to give up, as instructed? As if! In that case, you must require another dose. Not bloody likely. Ugh. I don't give two flips about your beliefs. But if Psych Dono were to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore. That's right! For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwill's stomach. I will never give up. You will rue those words, defense. Of that, I can assure you. How can we be sure it was you who was on that stage?
Are you asking whether it could have been some imposter?
Shamani's just a mustache twirling villain at this point. Yeah, he got nothing going. He's just kind of like bully tactics now. I guess so.
Unlike a big area, or unlike a big arena, a Rakugo Theater is a cozy little place. It it would be hard for an audience such as, it would be hard to fool an audience in such an intimate setting, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Good. I'm glad we could clear that up, because I guess you could say...
Was there anything special about the stage or your performance that you could tell me? For example, were the lights dimmer than usual? Were there any problems or accidents?
Not a thing. Everything was the same as always. Mr. Prosecutor, you questioned the audience, didn't you?
Yes, of course. Apparently, nothing seemed amiss to them except, well, one small thing. One small thing?
Oh, it's so embarrassing. I tried my best. Really, I did.
Do you have any idea what went wrong?
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it was my performance or if it was just that particular audience. Or maybe it was the story I picked. But every entertainer knows that this kind of thing happens from time to time.
I guess that makes sense. Still, I wonder how he could have flopped at his own commemorative. I don't know how to say that right now. Commemorative show. Maybe I should dig into things a bit more. What did he perform? Could you tell me which Rakugo story you performed?
I could, but I'm not sure if it would mean anything to the uninitiated.
Well, even if it might not, if I might not get it, can't you at least try me?
Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba.
Wait. Why did he perform the master's routine?
Huh. I don't know.
Time Soba, huh? Maybe Uendo's right. He only said the name of the routine, and I'm already lost. Ah, so you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it, Prosecutor Shamane? In the course of my studies last night, I became familiar with a number of stories. I must say, defense, you would do well to prepare better for your next trial. Simon, what's Time Soba about? Humph. Look it up yourself. Allow me to give an overview. The story takes place on a winter's night. A man orders a bowl of soba at a street stall. How you doing, sir? I see your seaweed. Oh my gosh. He's just yapping.
Yep.
Wow, prosecutor.
The customer talks on and on like this. Finally, when he's done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. So how much do I owe you? That'll be 16 mon, sir. I see. Sorry, but I only have small change on me. I'll count the coins into your palm. They hold hands for me.
Oh, good gracious.
Ha ha ha! Very well done, Prosecutor Shadmadi. That was excellent.
Huh? I don't get it. What was so funny about that? Don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counted them out one by one. Then, after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9. Oh, now I get it! He made the vendor say 9, and then he continued counting from 10. Petty theft is my favorite comedy. Exactly. He cheated the soba vendor out of 1 mon with his smooth talking. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same thing. But he's bungled the trip and ended up paying more than 16 mon for his soba. The story ends on that as the punchline. You could look up the rest of the details yourself. Or, I'm sure Prosecutor Sadmonk over there would love to perform it for you after court. So basically, it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. That's kind of petty, isn't it? Is that really all you had to say about this classic story? Time soba is such a well-known staple. Fine, so you studied a lot. But we haven't the time for a lecture detour right now, Prosecutor Sadmonk.
Oh, I wanted to hear a little more, but I suppose it's off topic. Getting back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, the witness stated that the story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add this statement to his testimony?
Heck yeah! Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to have it added. Can you imagine you say no, you had to go through all that again?
That would be painful.
Let's do it!
Please, no. I'm
No.
sleepy.
I'm not going to do it.
Very well.
Uendo, isn't there something odd about the routine you performed?
Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it.
But that's exactly what I find odd. The fact that you don't think it's odd.
Objection.
We are discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant.
Objection.
That's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Shadmane. The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Uendo, do you know what this is?
No, what is it?
This is an invitation to the show sent from Master Tornado to Prosecutor Blackquill. Included in the invitation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states that Time Sobo was to be performed by Master Tornado himself. No! Uendo, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do?
Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a prank. That's right!
It was a little joke. You see? I'm still funny, right? I was trying to surprise Shisho by performing his routine before he did.
I don't know if I buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs, or... Hey, didn't Simon happen to hear Time Sobo coming from the dressing room? During Uendo's performance on stage? Oh my gosh! The TV.
Yeah?
The TV can be used as a monitor, to be used to monitor the stage from the dressing room. That's what Simon heard.
Oh.
So while while dude was doing his performance and bombing, that's what Simon was hearing. He said he didn't hear the details, but he clearly could hear Time Sobo.
Interesting. All right.
What's the matter? You look like a hen when a dozen eggs are, you look like a hen with a dozen eggs to lay. That sounds painful. That poor bird. Stop comparing me to birds!
Seems like all the hens ever do is lay eggs, though.
Yeah, but they typically only lay one a day. Then cease this bird-brained timidity.
Have you ever thought about how awesome chickens actually are? If they can lay an egg a day, chickens are just unlimited food.
I love chickens. We had chickens growing up.
You know, that reminded me, I think Arizona is currently trying to pass a law where HOAs cannot regulate if people have chicken farms or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wonder how much a house goes for in Arizona.
I know in Colorado, I know you don't want to move there, but I know I know in Colorado there is a local in Denver and surrounding areas. There's no rules against chickens, but you cannot have roosters because of the noise complaint.
Loud and annoying.
Yeah, they are. You know how the cartoons just make it sound like they crow only during the sunrise?
No, they crow all the time.
All the damn time.
Yeah, that's what sucks about the roosters. However, roosters are actually pretty based.
Oh yeah, I've seen them fight off hawks.
Oh yeah, no, they are some of the bravest birds you will ever see in your life. Roosters.
Did I tell you? When my brother and sister, when they were in kindergarten, they had a kind of like a class project. You know how some classes have like guinea pigs or fishes for like the class pets.
Uh-huh.
Their whole thing was they raised eggs.
Oh, we did that too.
And the eggs hatched into little chicks, and the chicks were to be moved to a farm. However, they gave the option for whoever wanted to take one to take one. So our family took 4 of them. And my mom she thought she checked them appropriately and thought she picked 4 hens. But we got 3 hens and a rooster.
Oh.
And we found out the rooster pretty quick. So unfortunately, when they all got kind of old, Rooster started crowing, and he kept crowing.
Oh.
About a week or 2 later, our parents said, okay, it's time for us to take him to a farm. My dad said he had a friend who had a farm, and we never saw the rooster again.
Oh.
And we heard what we thought was rooster crows, so we're like, oh, that's the rooster, and we were telling our parents. We found out later, like several years later, that he in fact took it behind in the backyard and killed it. And just let us believe the rooster was in another farm. And every time we heard something that we thought was a rooster, they're like, yeah, that's the rooster.
Simon is unamused at our side tangent.
Oh, he's pissed. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance. Okay. I don't have a ton of confidence in the theory, but here goes. It looks like you... Oh, you know what? The TV being right by the door makes even more sense now.
Ah.
So to make sure whoever in the hallway can hear.
Interesting.
It looks like Uendo's alibi checks out, Your Honor, but even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case.
Are you referring to the sober bill the man tried to skip on in the witness's story?
I'm not talking about the Rikoga story, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. But then what are you talking about, Miss Sykes?
What Uendo may have been trying to deceive us about was the time of the victim's death. Uendo tried to deceive us about the time of the victim's death.
What?
What gibberish. Prosecutor Blackquill even testified to the time of the victim's death. I know. But he only testified that way because he and Gira have been completely taken in.
You mean by the sober bill thing?
Would you please forget about the story for a second, Your Honor? I was deceived. Pray tell, how did Uendo's manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage? That's easy. All you had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room.
Oh, and what might that be?
The prop Uendo used was... This TV was used to view what was happening on the stage. Prosecutor Blackquill, when you came to the dressing room, what was Uendo doing? He was performing time soba. Blast! Could it be? Yes, it could, and it was. What you and Giro heard was not Master Tornadoes practicing his routine. It was Uendo performance, as heard through this TV monitor's speakers.
What?
With the TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside. And because we knew that Master Tornado was scheduled to perform Time Soba, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time, rehearsing. Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is why the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did the voice you hear belong to Master Tornado? Humph. With the door in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice belonged to. But because I heard Time Soba, I just assumed it was Master Tornado. I can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind game.
Objection.
All of that is mere conjecture. Where is your proof defense?
Objection!
Uendo moved the TV back when he discovered the body. After all, he couldn't very well leave it by the door. Because then someone might figure out the trick he's been playing. Ugh. And there's one more thing about Uendo's actions that's suspicious.
And that is?
The fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion.
What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know.
But I believe that this time it was intentional. Because Uendo knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. Oh, I never even thought about that portion.
Oh my!
It's all just a bit too perfect to be a sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Giro heard was due to Uendo's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 p.m. In other words, Uendo could have killed Master Tornado himself. We've got you by the stones now, Uendo, so you better confess everything.
Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
We demand an explanation! Uendo!
I confess. I tampered with the crime scene.
Is it the defense's claim that Uendo Tornado is the true murderer in this case? If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect.
Now wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho.
Then why did you tamper with the crime scene?
I refuse to answer that question.
What? If you suspect this witness, then I have a question for you. What could it be this time? Uendo had absolutely no reason to murder Taifu Tornado. After all, why would Uendo kill the man who recognized his skill and promoted him? Oh! Well, his motive, was, I can't think of a single thing! It appears you're also not aware of one other fact. And that is that the accused visited the dressing room before 4 p.m. as well. Is it not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time? What?! Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone before 4 p.m.? We were only discussing the time frame after 4 p.m., so I didn't think to mention it. But now that you have been made the time period before 4 p.m. relevant... Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. So, you really do not know what your client was doing during the time frame, do you? Well, it was all very sudden, and, why did you wait until the very last second to contact me, Simon? Don't you give me that look. And just so you know, Bucky never told me he had visited the Master before 4 p.m. either. Ugh! This sort of thing is exactly why that prosecutor keeps calling us unprepared!
The defense will stop squabbling this instant.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Prosecutor Shadmadi, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense, you know of the soba-making implements in the dressing room, correct? Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles? You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water. The long rolling pin and the special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles. Precisely. Those tools all came from the accused's soba shop. You mean they didn't belong to Master Tonito? Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson. And that visit was before 4 p.m. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made those noodles, he committed the act of murder. But wait! That doesn't add up! If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 p.m., why would he return to the room at a later time? Oh no.
What sober? You're getting caboodle when it comes to noodles. Oh my. Hiya, Miss Chickadee. Hey, you saw me. The reason I went back is because Master Tonito ordered uncooked noodles.
Mr. Wet.
Yesterday, I brought a noodle maker and tools to the dressing room around 2 p.m. That's when Master Tornado ordered uncooked soba noodles to stock up on.
Uncooked noodles to stock up on?
Yes, ma'am. Master Tornado kept a supply of noodles from the shop in his fridge. He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more.
One serving of noodles in the fridge? But I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important now. You ran into me and Giro when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct?
That's right, Simon. I made time out of my busy day to deliver him noodles. And you know what? He ignored me when I called to him from in the doorway.
Oh, he was already dead. That's why he was pissed.
Oh my.
He just kept mumbling Rakugo lines for ages. So I got mad and went back to my soba shop.
Ah, so that's why you got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way he could have been the murderer.
I swear I'm telling you the truth, Mr. Bailiff, quick! Get this man to an infirmary! Well, I dare say he's quite the handful.
Your Honor, please accept the statements Mr. Wet made just now into evidence.
Objection.
I believe the accused's statements about going to the room at around 2 p.m. is true. For it falls within the victim's estimated time of death.
That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4 p.m. That's some critical information.
Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. Wett's statements are dubious and without proof.
Objection!
But they are the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here! He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either.
Well, I understand the defense's feeling on the matter. This court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit.
Now what do I do? I trust you have no further objections, defense? At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm.
Silence.
What are you yammering on about, Prosecutor Sadmonk? We still have something we need to question Uendo about. We do? Like what? Well, don't just stand there. But we don't have any evidence left to present. Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question? A hidden witness? Oh, that's right, the dog.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
Nah, I don't think so. Your Honor, there's still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet.
Oh? What is this bit of unfinished business?
Oh, who is Owen?
Ah, yes, of course.
We still have to discuss the possibility of a fourth personality, the one named Owen.
Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Uendo might be the true culprit?
Oh, right.
Jeez, not again! I told you we don't know anything about this Owen!
Look, Uendo, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know. Come clean now, Uendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you? Please tell us everything you know about Owen. That's enough. The witness has already stated that he knows not of any Owen character.
Bravo! You tell him, Mr. Prosecutor!
Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen, when you really do, that's tantamount to perjury.
Uh-oh.
If you want to exercise your rights to remain silent, however, well, that's a different story. Do not listen to the depraved prosecutor, witness. You will be tainted with his evil. Do you have any idea how dark and cold a prison cell is?
I exercise my right to remain silent.
What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you?
Shut up! I will remain silent. Patches, you fool! Stay out! You stay out of this!
Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he's switching from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent is proof that he does know about Owen. There it is again. Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactic. I'm sure glad he's on my side today.
Objection.
You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor. You were leading the witness. Witness! There is no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning.
Objection!
Your Honor, Uendo is definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen.
I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed.
Polika. About Owen.
I never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic.
We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that show up.
How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture?
Wow, how am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities? Unless you could prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You best screw your courage to a sticking place and attack their testimony head on. All right, I will. Just stop piling the pressure on me. I have to draw out some info. Anything to drag out Owen out into the open. Met, huh? Is that how you experience each other? Like people meeting on the streets?
Well, it's more like all 3 of us are always here. And the personalities that's most suited to the moment is the one that comes out.
So when you're out, Uendo, what are the other 2 doing?
Well, we never know when our turn will come, right? So we stand by and listen.
So that means all 3 of you share the same memories? Bobby, to answer your question, no. A resounding no. I'm not a reactor, and I don't react to that anymore. Or I'm not associated with that anymore.
I never really thought about it, but I guess that's right.
I see. Thank you. Please continue. Patches, can I have a word with you, please?
Why, hello, you rang?
You said at first that you didn't know anyone named Owen. But then you exercised your right to remain silent. Were you afraid of committing perjury?
Well, you see... I'll take over from here, if you don't mind. Listen, I hate to say it, but Patches is about as smart as a sack of rocks. If you grill him with a bunch of high-flaunting words, he's going to want to keep silent.
I see. So looking after loose-tongued Patches is your role. Is it Miss Kisagawa?
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway. I do know that Patches was just flustered, and that's why he decided to remain silent.
But what if, for some reason, you three were unconscious at the time of the incident? If the three of you weren't alert and aware, what would happen?
What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean.
I mean, you three share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the three of you are unaware or unconscious? Uh-oh, we're hitting a nerve. Instead of speaking as if this fourth personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove his existence first. Well, we've already seen 3 personalities. A fourth wouldn't be a stretch. You dishonor the victim and this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof. Have you ever heard of those old sayings, Prosecutor Shanmane? What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see one, there are likely 30 in your home. I think that's a reference to pest control.
Sounds about right.
I'm basing my theory on such premises.
Comparing us to cockroaches. Do we bug you that much, girly?
You don't bug me. But how do you intend to prove it? How will you prove that all 3 personalities become unconscious, as you say? Unless you could do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation. Well, don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Uendo and the others unconscious.
They could render them unconscious. Maybe in the picture?
Okay.
Well, I mean, we've seen people get knocked out a fair number of times by bottles in this game, haven't we?
That's true. Victim was making soba from scratch. The room is covered in soba flour. There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. The TV can be used to monitor.
I doubt it's the box, because it's just a pastry box. But if that's a glass bottle, then it might work.
I mean, I'm seeing 2 glasses plus some wine. It's clear the wine has been opened and drank out of.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 glasses, 1 spilled over. But it's only 2 glasses. There's a chance that he was also drinking. 2 cans in the fridge unit here. I wish I knew what the box says right in here. Simon's right. I can't back down now. For my client, Mr. Wet, I have to. Wait, Mr. Wet.
Let me check. Maybe if I were a lot of regular flour dough for unudon noodles. But I'm fresh like my soba. And you don't let soba dough rest. So about 3 freshes.
The 3 freshes.
Grind the buckwheat seeds, cut.
3 freshes. He's blacked out. Mr. Wet, falling unconscious. Wait a minute. I think I've got it. Were the noodles drugged?
It's possible?
Miss Sykes? Do you have proof to back up your theory?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right here in the crime scene photo.
It is? In that case, please point out what supports your theory.
This, most likely, was what caused Uendo to lose consciousness. Uendo was most likely smacked over the head with this, and that's why he passed out.
I may be soft in the noggin, but I don't see a single bruise on my head, do you?
Well, then maybe it wasn't so much a smack as a swing and a miss.
Well, what a coincidence, Defense. Your assertion was a swing and a miss, too.
Athena, Uendo didn't need to be hit over the head to lose consciousness. Lord knows Bucky had passed out several times today without being smacked.
Miss Sykes, please point out this proof.
Did he get wasted?
Was it the wine?
Did the dude get wasted?
This is probably what made Uendo lose consciousness. Ah, yes, the sake. And this isn't isn't it just like Master Tonito to pick a fine brand like Camel? Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine?
Oh, please, don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. And it's not even wine. Silly girl.
I must agree. You need to become more cultured, Athena. Tomato, tomato. It's made of rice, and people get drunk from drinking it, right? It's called sake. End of story. Fine, sake it is, then. Ay, caramba. Everyone's so touchy about these things. I recall Master Tonito would often have a drink or two before performing. He said it made him more eloquent. Question is, did he drink the sake warm or cold? That is the question.
What difference does that make?
It's just some sake tastes better warm, some taste better cold. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness, though, of course. And look, there are 2 glasses on the table. Uendo, I believe your master offered you some sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged. I drank sake. Oh, that's you.
I drank sake. Oh, that's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see, so yes, we did accept a sugary red bean bun. But since we really dislike sake, we said no. We said no, thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze.
Wait, follow-up question, why was the bun half eaten? Unless that was also drugged. Because it was in the same camel.
No, I don't think it's drugged. I think it's just those buns have alcohol in them. I've seen this kind of thing before. I bought some fancy chocolates with alcohol in them for a family friend.
Funny enough, someone got that at a work event, and they didn't realize it was alcohol. They're like, "Oh crap! I picked this up," and now they think I'm a boozer.
Even a tiny drop could knock us right out.
It only took half a bun to knock him out. He's a lightweight.
So you see, I had a sweet maju bun, but I didn't drink any sake.
What? But that can't be right! The defense demands that the glass be examined right away! You amateur. Did you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me. There are no traces of the witness having touched either of the glasses, naturally. Right, of course.
Miss Sykes, would you like the witness's statement added to his testimony?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Very well.
Okay, let's see.
The fact it's the same Camel brand,
Those are alcohol buns.
they have to be. I think we have to press him first. The witness's statement is absolutely nonsense, Your Honor, and this evidence proves it. Wild guess incoming. Widget, shush! You're not supposed to tell!
That strange device says what you're really thinking, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? In other words, the only real nonsense here is your wild guess, isn't it?
Ouch! E2, Widget?
Let's take a look at our evidence again.
We already presented this. I think we have to...
Wait. Actually, wait. I noticed something. Go to the other page. I meant like in the court record.
Oh, okay.
Ah, it's got the Camel logo on it!
It does.
And we know that paper was ripped from the packaging.
Yes.
Maybe that's it.
This shows what, most likely, made Uendo lose consciousness. I still don't really get what is going on here, but okay. Oh, to prove that he was in the room?
No, we're establishing that he was knocked out.
Okay. That note? Are you feeling lightheaded, child? Or perhaps a bit peckish? I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine, thank you very much. Look at the paper this note is written on. Isn't there something familiar about it? What exactly is your point, defense?
This faint design here reminds me of the paper form.
Or from.
Yep, it's a piece of the wrapping paper on the box of Minju buns by the victim on the floor. Uendo, you may have not drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right?
Well, yes, that's right.
I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Uendo, but I believe the menju you ate caused you to fall unconscious.
The bean bun? But how?
Because those buns contain a secret ingredient. A very punchy secret ingredient at that.
A punchy secret ingredient?
Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room.
It does?
The design on this object matches that of the Maju box wrapping paper.
The bottle.
The camel pattern is the same as the one for the camel brand sake?
So, just as Yuendo said, he didn't drink any sake per se. But he did eat some. Impossible. Yuendo had a camel-branded red bean bun, which boasted a nice shot of sake as one of its ingredients.
So the defense is claiming that Uendo passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun?
Man, he is a lightweight. Wait, if he goes down by the sweet bun.
Doc Brown's got a drinking buddy.
Which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That's exactly what I'm claiming.
But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the buns evaporate as they are steamed?
In order to give them a stronger flavor, some maju are specifically made to retain as much of their alcoholic content as possible.
What kind of lightweight do you think I am?
A very lightweight.
You ate half of a red bean bun and you passed out so hard that a fourth murderous personality came out of your psyche. I don't want to hear shit from you.
Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju.
Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor?
Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well. I will allow a test.
The judge just wanted an excuse to booze on duty. Thanks, Your Honor. Simon, go buy us some camel maju on the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay? Why must I?
And while you're at it, Prosecutor Blackquill, will you get one for me as well?
The judge is like, you know what, it's a party, let's do it. I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know. Taka!
There he is.
Just this once, I'll acquiesce. Taka, I'm counting on you.
He's sending the bird to get alcohol buns.
Let's go! That's a good bird right there. And all you had better pay me back.
Aw, but I thought it would be your treat, Prosecutor Blackquill. What a shame. Now then, let us adjourn until the Manchu arrives by Carrier Hawk. Court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns.
Oh, finally.
All right, you want to just put an end to this?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too. I got a text. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Moving my sister.
You're moving your sister?
Yep, she got a new apartment and she's moving tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I want to know, is there a investigation portion of this this case? Let us see.
I could look it up real fast.
There is not. It's all 1 day trial.
Wow.
Holy crap, they changed things up.
Huh.
So we made the right choice. We made the right call.
All right.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, but until then, thank you so much, GCD, for joining in.
You're welcome.
This is pretty fun, and we will finish this up next time. But until then, guys, peace.